Hey guys, welcome back to Swooning Over Stands with me, Chibi Tabitha. I don't remember what happened last time. I do know that I recognize this though. This is from the, wedding. The pig and a goat, insert pig and a goat, but in your mind, because I'm almost certain that song is copyright claimed, and I don't want to get got on that. Someone thumps their fist on the storage room door, stirring you from sleep with a jolt and a thud as you fall off the mattress. Scrambling to your feet, you step over to the door and swing it open wide. Sherry, I need your help. It's at that moment that you look down to see Waddles swaddled in her arms, wearing a top hat and a small bow tie. So cute. Why is Waddles looking so dapper? He looks pretty dashing, doesn't he? Wait, we're not here to dish out compliments. There's an emergency. A love emergency? Mabel stares up at you with wide eyes, her little arms unmoving as Waddles attempts to wriggle free from her grasp. This kid's stronger than she looks. Knowing Mabel, this could mean she's a new crush. From what Dipper's told you, she's still deeply rooted in her boy-crazy phase, or she desperately wants to wed Waddles to some unsuspecting critter outside. Waddles and Gompers are renewing their vows today, and I can't find Gompers to put his gown on. You gotta help me find him. You weren't actually expecting your second guest to be right. Okay, wait, Mabel, just calm down for a second. But we have to find Gompers. The ceremony's in 20 minutes. Waddles wriggles himself free and runs down the hallway to freedom, ignoring Mabel's shriek of protest as she chases him. You're compelled to go back to bed, deciding this is almost definitely a dream, but jog after Mabel regardless. You catch sight of Mabel just as she leaps over Dipper, who's sitting on the floor with a large array of graph paper and 2 pencils. She runs to the back door, suspiciously open, after Waddles' snorting self, yelling at him not to lose his tie. What? Mabel? What's going on? Waddles? Wedding? Gompers? You're a little out of breath. Mabel's fast. Almost so out of shape. Dipper smacks a hand to his forehead, dragging it down his face dramatically. I'm cold, guys. It's cold out. I have a desk blanket. I'm like a little old lady with my fuzzy soft blanket. I could put on a sweater. Do I have a sweater? Oh, I have a sweater hooked on the back of my chair. I'm so smart. Hang on. Here we go. Nope. Guys. Struggling. I'm stuck on my sweater. Yeah. Alright. We Gucci gang. Okay. Dipper smacks a hand to his forehead, dragging it down his face dramatically. Of course, she told me they're renewing vows or something. They got married last summer, but she misses the pizzazz of weddings. Dipper looks nonplussed, but you can tell he's at least a little invested. Are you gonna help her with whatever that was? I don't even know what's going on. I don't even want to imagine this marriage failing. I mean, like, true, it's Mabel, but I kind of want to go with I don't even know what's going on because I didn't pick that last time. But let's face it, I don't want to imagine. And with that, you run past him, Dipper stutters of surprise, growing fainter as you head outside. Mabel's already a ways away when you burst out into the shack's backyard. Fortunately, Stan and Ford are nowhere in sight. You're not sure what you think of them finding you searching for a goat bride as Mabel calls out to lure Gompers home. Come on, Gompers, I already booked the second honeymoon and the caterers are going to be mad. Runaway brides are so cliche. She's seriously invested in this farm critter marriage. That, or she's watched way too many romance movies, or both. Gompers, come on, goat pal, where are you? You hear Dipper head towards Mabel to help her look, so you veer opposite, opting to cover more ground in search of the runaway goat bride. Under the shack's foundation. You duck onto your knees and look under the house. There's a large hole that leads somewhere underground, but you figure Gompers isn't down there, if that's Ford's illustrious basement Dipper's gushed about. On the roof. You walk backwards and put a hand to your brow, shielding your eyes from the sun as you search the scaffolding of the shack. Nothing. You continue walking to the side now until rays of sunlight obscure the view above the sign for the gift shop. Rather serendipitously, a cloud glides overhead to block the sun and you're able to look up higher, seeing the misspelled lettering, the various wear and tear of the roof, and a small billy goat munching on part of the weather vane. A feel like I should be wearing my outside glasses for this. Not like I'm outside, but I feel like if we're outside, I should be wearing my outside glasses. You can kind of tell that the tints on them was a little different because there's the ones that change when you go outside. I forgot what they're called. Wait. Hey, Mabel. Yeah? You point up to the roof at Gompers. Here comes the bride. Mabel shrieks Gompers and sprints into the gift shop, slamming the door so hard the open sign flips closed. There's silence for a moment, then something flips open on the roof's small balcony and Mabel pops out from underneath, climbing up onto the roof and attempting to coax Gompers down. There's a ladder up to that little balcony thing inside the gift shop. It's pretty cool for fireworks. Mabel pulls a sandwich from her sleeve. You can't help but imagine what else she has up there, and waves it in Gompers' direction. And he trots towards the balcony, hopping down to Mabel's level and snatching the sandwich from her hand. She grabs the goat and heads back down the ladder into the gift shop. Oh, Gompers, you can't get the pre-wedding jitters anymore. You're already married. You can't get away that easy. Thanks a billion, Sherry. You saved the wedding. Have I? I don't think I have. With that, Mabel gets to work on wrestling Gompers into his dress, yelling commands to Dipper to grab Waddles, who thankfully didn't get his bow tie dirty when he dashed away earlier, and get everything ready for the most important ceremony in the history of ever. Maybe an exaggeration, but Mabel's excitement is undoubtedly contagious. Okay, once Dip finds Waddles, I think we got everything ready. I am, of course, the vicar, caterer, proud mother, musical guest combo. Dipper's gonna take pictures for my scrapbook. Hey, I never agreed to that. Dipper, please. I've gotta officiate. Do you mean officiate? See, I'm so busy I can't even talk right. Please, Dipper, I'll help you with some nerd thing later. I pinky swear. Dipper contemplates this, hand at his chin, mirroring his Grunkle Ford, of course. As long as you actually do this time, then yeah, I'll take pictures. Mabel jumps up and down with excitement, jostling poor Gompers in her arms. Yay, thank you, Dipper, I owe you one. This is what the best brother looks like right here, Sherry. Okay, you don't have to do that whole thing again. I'll get back to you. Waddles, you get back here. Okay, now we have that fixed. That means we have Zeus left already. My ring bearer's gone. Oh no, what are we gonna do, Gompers? Gompers gives the intelligent answer of chewing on his bridle veil. I love goats because they just scream. They're like, ah! I can't do it. I can't do the goat scream, but they're just like, ah! God, this is gonna sound so dumb. One of my friends has like a little goat on his desk, and you push the button and it screams, and it's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Goats scream, guys. I could ask her, but I don't know. Gompers chooses that moment to look into Mabel's eyes and bleat at her insistently. Mabel, naturally, takes this as a sign from goats. You're right, of course, this is your special day, again. Mabel turns to you with pleading eyes. Hey, Sherry, could you be the new ring bearer for the ceremony? It would give me no greater honor. I'm very invested in this partnership, Mabel. I've gotta see it through. Mabel beams, obviously very pleased that you're taking this as seriously as she is. Thank you, Sherry. Let's get the show on the road, or the sweating on the backyard. It still works. What a menace. Mabel runs back into the house, and you hear her thudding upstairs faster than a hungry Waddles. Gompers, thankfully, still occupied by half a sandwich Mabel taunted him with, stays put. She comes back soon after with a fluffy purple pillow and 2 clear sticks. After snapping the sticks in half, they're glow sticks, she curls them into small bracelet-sized rings. These are so much more fun than rings, plus Waddles can put it on his tail to look super handsome. Waddles oinks in agreement. In his mad dash out of the house, he's lost his top hat. Hold your hands out, palm up, and get down so you're not as tall. They can't put the rings on each other so you're way up if you're way up there. They can't put them on if I'm laying down on the ground either. Like, I could be prone, I could be supine on the ground. and they still wouldn't be able to put the rings on because they're a goat and a pig. Anyways, you duck to your knees in the dirt, and Mabel turns your hands palm up, reverently placing the pillow and glow stick rings atop them. Okay, Mabel, I'm here with the camera for... Sherry, why are you on the ground? You gesture to the happy couple with a wide arc of your arm. They needed a ring bearer. Well, I guess they do. Mabel nods, small hands on her hips. She looks over the wedding scene and mumbles to herself, checking things off a mental checklist. Okay, I think we have... Wait! I forgot the flower petals! I'll be right back. And she's gone again, leaving you alone with a pig groom, a goat bride, and 2 glow stick bands of matrimony. Goatrimony. That kind of works. You decide not to crack that pun on Dipper, who's examining his disposable camera. He pops the back open and sighs, smacking a hand to his forehead. This one's out of film. It must have been the one Mabel used at Candy's party. He looks up at you and shrugs. I'll go get one of my spares. Make sure these 2 don't go anywhere, or Mabel will... Well, you know Mabel. You haven't known Mabel as long as Dipper has, but you understand immediately. She's nuts. You're left alone in the backyard with a groom's pig, a bride goat, 2 glow sticks, and a broken disposable camera. While I'd love to say you've absolutely been in this situation before, you unfortunately have not. I mean, technically I have, because I've played this already. I really am very happy for you both, Waddles and, Gompers. Both animals turn to you, nonchalant to the current state of events. But I can't believe Mabel forgot the flower petals. Jeez. Just as you go to continue the one-sided conversation between human, goat, and pig, you hear 2 voices coming around from the house. 2 very familiar voices. Listen, Sixer, if you hadn't gone off about the wobbly junker, the gobblewonker Stanley, has Dipper really never told you? Then you wouldn't have freaked out the kid at the store we needed, and we'd have, oh, I don't know, the stuff to fix my house after you got a car stuck in it? It's still my house, and besides, if he was a fisherman, he needed to know. Both stand forward round the corner to find you sitting on your heels next to Waddles and Gompers, brandishing a pillow and a glow stick in the dirt. And glow sticks in the dirt. The 3 of you stare at each other in silence. Mabel needed a ring bearer for the wedding? It's at that moment that Mabel kicks down the back door, runs to your side, and throws rose petals atop your head. Ta-da! You blow a rose petal off the tip of your nose and grin at Mabel. I think our bride and groom are ready to renew their vows, don't you? Mabel nods emphatically at you before turning to her grunkles, lighting up a 100-watt smile. Yes! Grunkle Stan, Grunkle Ford, you guys got back just in time! And just like that, Mabel pushes Stan forward towards you and tugs their hands so they sit across from you. Stan complains about his knees, and Ford asks Dipper exactly why the pig and goat are betrothed. Fits with what you know about both at this point. Mabel makes way with the wedding, and you sit cross-legged, the pillow and glow stick rings on your lap. Every so often, Mabel stifles. The word is stifles. You'd think this is my second time doing this. I would be better at it. No. Stifles a theatrical sob, wiping a very real tear from her eye before she turns to you for the rings. Oh, Mabel, how should the betrothed, wear their rings, since they don't have ring fingers? Just put them on where you think they fit best. Round 1 goat horn and Waddle's tail. You get up and promptly crouch down in front of Waddles and Gompers, playing your ring bearer part very seriously. A glow stick ring goes onto one of Gompers' horns, and you place the other on Waddles' rear, hanging off his curly cute tail. I now pronounce you husband and husband. Again! You may now kiss the goat. Waddles sniffs at Gompers and snorts. That definitely counts. Dipper reappears with a new camera, and Mabel throws more rose petals at him. A few get stuck to his fluffy hat, and he rolls his eyes, but retaliates by taking a very close-up picture, the flash temporarily blinding her. Hey, save the film for the newlyweds. Newlyweds, yeah. I did that fine. It's fine. I need plenty of pictures for my scrapbook. You owe me a new camera for this, Mabel. He sounds annoyed, but his fond sibling smile gives him away, and he starts taking pictures of the happy couple, getting odd angles as Mabel pushes them into silly poses. You step away from the scene and go to head back into the house. Being a ring bearer is thirsty work, but Stan and Ford stop you before you make it to the door. Hey Sherry, thanks for playing along with Mabel and the whole wedding thing. We're both glad you're willing to entertain her whenever we're gone. She didn't, make you do it, did she? Oh, she didn't. She needed a ring bearer, so I stepped up to help. Stan and Ford arched matching brows at you. I love that. They do. Like, look at them. They're so cute. I'm very invested in the marriage of a goat and a pig, you know? The three of you laugh and Stan pats your shoulder. Ford gives you a warm smile. Well, I'm glad you're as into all that as she is. Thank you for that. Yeah, kid, it's nice of you to be, nice to her, you know? Bye, Stan. Ford takes a step forward on the patio, peering down at you through his cracked glasses. More water. I'm much more calm for Ford. I remember dying for Stan, so this we're doing good. You'd be somewhat intimidated if it wasn't for the fact that he's blushing. I appreciate you occupied the kids for Stanley and I while we were out. Both of them seemed to like being around. You grin at him with a shrug. Ah, it's no problem. They're fun to hang out with, even if I'm gonna have some strange photos in Mabel's scrapbook at the end of it. Ford smiles, sweet and almost kind. It's your turn to turn red when he looks at you like that. Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got, things to get back to. Yes. Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute when he blushes. He walks past you and into the house, Stan following soon after. Stan elbows Ford and it looks like he mutters something to him, but you can't hear what it was. Whatever he said, Ford looks scandalized. I mean, yeah. This is from the man who has a magazine of fully clothed old women, it's Fully Clothed Women magazine in his car. Hey Sherry, you're gonna miss the party. We got popsicles. I call the red ones. Pineapple ones are mine. I call dibs. But the pineapple ones are the best ones. Mabel and Stan wrestle over a yellow popsicle while Dipper contentedly unwraps a red one, holding it above his head and out of Gomper's way. Ford gingerly picks out a purple ice pop and leaves the ice chest open for you to grab one as well. While Stan and Mabel aren't looking, you hide the pineapple popsicles at the bottom of the chest. Dipper sees and starts laughing but doesn't tell. They're a strange bunch, these two sets of Pines twins, but they're certainly making your summer a lot more exciting as your stay at the Mystery Shack continues, your wreck of a car sitting outside in the heat of the setting sun. Yeah. We're so good. We're just gonna keep going. It's another day of summer with nothing to do but wait. Your schedule is surprisingly clear today. Ford usually has something going on for you to help with, and if not, Stan, Seuss, or the kids do. Who do you want to find? Ford. Obviously. We've done the Stan route. It's Ford time. You pass through the living room and Mabel spots you from her seat at the table. Sherry, I was hoping to see you. Come on, I want to ask you something. Mabel points down at the table with a raspberry pink colored pencil. Her art supplies, scattered across the table, lie across various sheets of paper with brightly colored doodles and lots of glitter. I had a pink pen somewhere. I don't know where it went. On the floor, maybe? You see a drawing that looks like a cross between Barney and Godzilla, a page full of puppies, and a page with a drawing that kind of looks like you, with... Is that Ford or Stan? Mabel's not finished with it yet, but the telltale jawline gives it away. You sit down at the table across from Mabel and suddenly get the same feeling you'd get at a job interview. It's intensified when she pushes her organized chaos of papers aside and steeples her fingers over the table's surface. I need more hands to do this. I need a foot mouse. Sherry, I'll be frank. I've been trying to find a match for my grunkles for a while, but I never seem to get their matches made. Sorry, match? But then, it's like you were pulled from thin air, attracted to the shack by a magnet of love. It was a sign, and this week just made the chemistry you share with him obvious. You know who I'm talking about, right? Ford? Yes. Grunkle Ford's great with family, but he's still guarded. You're the first new person I've seen him actually get interested in. Maybe if you get to know him, he'll see that social interactions aren't so hard, and maybe love was on his horizon all along. Love? That's a jump, to say the least. Anyway, though you've had the chance to share some quality time with Ford, you still feel like there's a huge part of his story that you're missing. How much do you even know about him anyway? And why do you want to know so much more? Here's the thing. I'm an extrovert and Ford is an introvert. He may be closer to no, he's an introvert. So like he could become one of my many adopted introverts. That's a thing that extroverts have. We adopt introverts and we spend time with them and they warm up to us and it's great. I love all of my introverted friends. And they love me for whatever reason. I still don't understand it. But I love spending time with them. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. Mabel, Ford and I haven't spent all that much time together. Sure, we shared a couple adventures, but nothing. Adventures are the perfect bonding material. I know that firsthand. But you know what would really get this chemistry going? Talking to him? What? No, I'm talking something more romantic. Hold on, I'm getting an idea. I'll get everything ready, Sherry. You just focus on falling completely and utterly in love. Matchmaker Mabel is back in the game. Great. Just as you exit the talk with Mabel, you run into Dipper right outside the living room, and it doesn't seem like an accident either. His arms are crossed and he's looking at you, dubiously. So, I heard about Mabel's plan. How do you... I just left the room. Yeah, well, word travels fast, and Mabel sends out mass update texts. That's awkward. His defensive posture softens a bit. Just tell me one thing. I know my grunkles can look after themselves, but can you promise me you won't hurt Grunkle Ford? I'm gonna go with... Because last time I went with You Can Trust Stan, I think? So I'm gonna go with You Can Trust Me. Okay, Sherry, I'm remembering that. A text notification sounds, and Dipper checks his phone. And be ready at any time. For your date with Grunkle Ford? Ugh, this feels awkward enough. No offense, Sherry. It's just my Grunkle Ford actually going on a date? Do old people even date? Kind of hard to wrap my head around. I hope Mabel doesn't ask me for my help tomorrow. I mean, I have enough trouble trying to date for myself. Mabel calls down from upstairs. Hey, Dip Top, I'm gonna need your help tomorrow. Well, never mind. During the next few days, you, Ford, and Dipper get further into the DDMD campaign you left off on, and you have time to flesh Alex out to complement Tyrus and Verdun on the team. Dipper tells you the 3-person troop is typically small for a DDMD group, but you've been getting the hang of the game, mostly from taking advantage of Ford's helpful nudges in the right direction. You've noticed Ford staring at you during the games sometimes, and you can't deny that you've been caught doing the same. After your fateful chat with Mabel, you're on edge and wait for her to pull something out of her sleeve. Every time she bursts into a room with fistfuls of crayons, you jump at least a foot in the air. Yeah, I would. She scares me. She's scary. She gets things done, though. Props to her. But you've been doing your best to pretend everything's normal. Or at least, as normal as it gets in Gravity Falls. You ventured out into town earlier today and did some tourist-worthy exploring, and ran into the Pines family at Greasy's Diner about an hour later. According to a giddy Dipper and an exasperated Ford, a door to another plane had appeared in the fridge instead of food. Post-documentation and inspection, and lots of skeptical squinting from Dipper and complaints from Stan, Ford had suggested they all just wait it out. It was gone by the time you got back. You secretly hoped to catch a glimpse, but when you asked Ford about it, he assured you it was nothing special. Wouldn't even have ranked among his top 10, he said, pushing his glasses up on his nose. After that series of fridge-related events, the shack fell quiet. Dipper ventured out with his camera equipment off to film something amazing, and stands in his office, checking in with his sources. Whatever that means. What does that mean? That leaves you and Ford both intently reading on the shack's patio. It's warm and comfortable, yet the overhang shields your eyes from the blinding summer sunlight. What book do I have for reading? Huh? I have this book. I still haven't... It's tucked into... So I have this book. I'm a third of the way through it. This would probably be the one that I'd be reading. Maybe I also have a couple other ones. I gotta start reading more. I have a stack of books. I have in my bookshelf behind me, I have a signed book that I got from like a comic convention. There was like a mix between a comic convention and like a horror novel convention. They like mashed the two together. Anyways, I had a book signed while I was there. I read a page of it. One page. Not just like where I have like the personalized autograph, but I mean like I read like a page. I was like, I'm gonna read this, and then I like picked up a different book and I was like, I'm reading this now. No, I'm gonna put this on this side so that I read it. By the way, that was called Your Shadow Half Arraigns by Sunny Moraine, if you were interested. If you're not, well, now you know the book. You glance over at Ford. He looks calm and collected, same as he's been all week. Conversely, you've been a little nervous around him ever since Mabel's matchmaking interview. It's not that you haven't thought of him in that light before, it's that you never planned on actually trying it out. You can always ask Mabel to call off the matchmaking thing. After spending the past couple days convinced that Mabel was going to spring an unavoidable romantic situation on you at a moment's notice, you'd rather not live with that kind of anxious anticipation. You settle back into your book, a paperback Ford lent you. Well, never mind. He lent me a book. Great. It's a jargon-heavy sci-fi with an abstract cover you probably would have overlooked on a bookshelf, and you think you're about to see the first glimpse of the plot after a 3-chapter introduction. I would be in the woods eating bark to get high to write my own sci-fi novel at that point. That's too much. That's too much. Especially jargon-heavy. That's too much. I'm not big on sci-fi. Can you tell? Sorry, my jaw hurts. I've probably mildly dislocated it. That happens to me. Great. It's fine. You go to turn the page of your book, but the back door slams open. Mabel explodes onto the porch, armed with oven mitts and an apron. Sherry, Grunkle Ford, I need your help and I need it now! Ford sits up with a wide-eyed look, fixing his glasses that had been startled off the bridge of his nose. What is it? Is something burning? Is something burning in the kitchen? I need help baking. Ford relaxes enough to leave a bookmark in his dog-eared novel and close it, but looks to Mabel with an air of bewilderment. Granda's throwing a Grüßdeichhassenfrühchen party? Oh no. Grüßdeichhassenfrühchen. I think this is supposed to be a stylized B. This is an S. I'm pretty sure it's an S. Sherry, who's editing this in the future, is this an S? Am I absolutely out of my gourd? Thanks to me in the future. Cool. Hassenfrühchen party for Marius when he comes to visit. I volunteered to make cupcakes. I was like, yeah, I can totally bake a batch of cupcakes, but as it turns out, smoke unfurls from the back doorway, inevitably followed by the screech of the fire alarm inside. Mabel wrings her mitted hands and winces guiltily. I can't. Mabel rushes back into the house, you and Ford coming close after. You reach the door in time to see Ford, unruffled, drag a chair over to the smoke detector and disable it as easily as flipping a light switch. It's not hard. Disabling a fire alarm is so easy. As for the smoke, you go straight for the kitchen window and open it, fanning the smoke out of the house. Mabel looks guiltily at you both, attempting to waft the smoke out with her oven mitts. Now that you really look at her, you notice there's flour on her sweater, and the kitchen floor, and the kitchen counter, leading to one lopsided bag of flour surrounded by a similar mess of ingredients. Looks like you could use a hand, Mabel. Why didn't you ask for help much sooner? I'm sorry, Grunkle Ford. I wanted to make them myself. She wills under exaggerated despair. But I need these cupcakes, and I need your help. She points it forward. And your help! Mabel then moves her pointer finger to you. Oh dear. Both of you absolutely need to help me with this. Mabel. Mabel, girl, no. She looks between the two of you with those Mabel-patented puppy dog eyes, and whatever will you had left to resist crumbles immediately. You pat her shoulder reassuringly. It's alright, Mabel. Baking is difficult art, and even professionals have off days. And, you glance at the oven that's still leaking, lingering smoke. I think adult supervision might be good right now. Mabel nods, looking between you and Ford. Well, it'll be easy peasy with you and Grunkle Ford helping me. You look to Ford, and Ford just looks questioningly to Mabel. Why would you need both of us, Mabel? Because we need to make like a bajillion of these. So many. This is a huge party. Plus, the more people that make them, the more love these cupcakes will have. There needs to be so much love in these cupcakes. That doesn't... Please, Grunkle Ford. You and Sherry are super conveniently the only ones who can help me. Major Dipper, he's out filming. He won't be back till sunset. It's gotta be you two. Yeah, you're asking the man who, like, lives off of coffee and nutrient pills to help you make cupcakes! This is funny. This is funny because I've got baking. I did baking in school. This is funny to me. Ford glances helplessly out to the hallway for one moment, and Mabel gives you a conspiratorial wink while he's not looking, and then it dawns on you. This is your match-made date with Ford. Well, if this is gonna be my date with Ford, I'm gonna save it for next week, because next week's my birthday, and I might as well have a date with Ford on my birthday, so... Excuse me. I'll see you, let me know what you guys thought of this down below. Down below. Hit subscribe, hit like. I'll see you guys next week on my birthday. Bye!